Hello, everyone. Controversial pardons are pretty common when it comes to Inauguration Day, but it's safe to say we have not seen anything like what we've seen today. Oftentimes, an outgoing president will issue their most controversial pardons just minutes before leaving office, and that's what happened on Monday when President Biden issued preemptive pardons, a first for a president, for members of his family, his siblings, some of which who were involved in business dealings with Hunter Biden. Now, right now, there has been no evidence that has led to criminal charges against the president's siblings, but the president says his preemptive pardons is not a sign that they did anything wrong, but a level of protection against what he feels is a Trump-run Department of Justice that will seek out and punish his political enemies. Now, on the flip side of that, while that controversy is somewhat common with outgoing presidents, incoming presidents don't often issue pardons their first day. And what President Trump did, while may not come as a surprise based on his campaign promises, is sending shockwaves through the nation's justice system. The president pardoning or commuting the sentences of more than 1,600 individuals convicted of crimes connected to the January 6th insurrection, most notably a number of members of the Proud Boys and Oath Keepers who were sentenced to lengthy prison sentences for seditious conspiracy, namely insurrection against the United States. These are people, in many cases, were nonviolent offenders, and they will have their pardon. They were not in prison. Many of them pled guilty and served probation. But those who committed violent acts that led to the injuries of more than 140 police officers, many of whom were violently beaten on that day by the mob, they will now get out of prison. They will now have their records wiped clean. Now, this is something that may or may not sit well with a lot of Americans. One Capitol Police member expressed their frustration on Twitter after the announcement, saying that they spent a long day making sure that President Trump was safe during his inauguration, and they come home to find out that he did this. Some are praising the president's decision, saying that it was an injustice. These were political prisoners. But again, of the most serious charges, those that were sentenced to somewhat lengthy prison sentences of a year or more, they committed violent acts against police officers. Now, one source telling CNN that was involved in many of these federal cases said that they were deflated but not defeated, saying, quote, "This pardon, and specifically the blanket nature of the pardon, sends the message that so long as your candidate wins, partisan violence against law enforcement in the seat of our nation's government is acceptable and can be an effective tool to accomplishing political ends." Now, undoubtedly, this is something that's going to lead to a lot of reaction in the days ahead. I want to know what you think. Leave your comments below and share your thoughts with us. Don't forget to subscribe as well, as we continue posting videos throughout the week on the significant changes in the first hours of the Trump administration. For now, I'm Nick Y. Thanks for watching.